Hi, I'd like to give you a really quick overview of what the Jildy app can do for you in terms of cutting clutter in your Facebook news feed. So here I am in the Jildy app running on an iPhone. I got the buttons to control major functions along the bottom here, and I'm currently in the topics view. Well, let's tap on posts, and I will see the posts from my news stream from Facebook. And if I know to, I can search for Yahoo. Say I just choose to. I will see the posts that match the term Yahoo right here with the term Yahoo highlighted. All the things from my news feed that match Yahoo. Well, that's great. But more typically, I won't know what to search for. So here we provide this topics view. You tap on topics, and automatically the Jildy app will tell you the topics from your news feed that your friends are talking about. They're talking about someone that I've never heard of here called Scott Thompson. I can tap on that and see who Scott Thompson is. Well, it turns out that Scott Thompson is the guy that Yahoo has named to be their new CEO, and I wish him luck. Here we have Scott Thompson highlighted in a search engine watch posting, a GigaOM posting, VentureBeat, and so on down. The reason that Scott Thompson was highlighted here is because his name was mentioned a bunch, and that happens automatically. So again, the topics view gives me a very quick way of figuring out what my friends are talking about, and if I choose to dive in more detail, then I'll find just the matching posts. So Jackson Hole, a bunch of people are talking about that. Why is that? Well, there's good snowfall at Jackson Hole. It's open. People are having a good time. There's a bunch of different comments out there about Jackson Hole, so that as a topic emerges. Another way that I can cut clutter in my newsfeed is by tapping on this Friends button, and I will see profile pictures from my friends' accounts that are scaled proportional to how much stuff they're generating. So I can see that Mashable is not generating as much stuff as Goran, and John Battelle is in there, but he's not saying that much right now. If I tap on John's profile picture, I will find only the things that he's saying. That's an incredibly useful way just to quickly dive in and see who's talking to whom and about what in my newsfeed. I can also tap on this PSI button, that is Personal Social Intelligence. It gives me an overview of what my social graph actually looks like. So this view is an age breakdown. This one is a relationship breakdown in terms of who's single, who's married, signs of the zodiac, and gender breakdown, male, female. I can share any one of these pictures with my Facebook friends just by clicking on share, and then I can type in whatever text I want here and send it out. A lot of people have asked for that. Some people find it very interesting. At the very highest level, inside the Jildy app, we will form for you these lists. We'll call them Jildy lists. And these lists are built automatically. I, myself, here have not configured this at all. It's just the way it is. Let me show you an example down here. Dyson, Battelle, and Steinberg. There's 62 people in this list, and there's 17 new posts in that list in the last 12 hours. Well, we might say, who's in that list? We tap on the little arrow here, and we see profile pictures for all the people in this list. The list is built because these people are also friends with each other. So it found a cluster, essentially, in my social graph, and that cluster is a useful way for me to get a quick summary of what's being said and who's saying it in my social graph. So here again, in the list now of Dyson, Battelle, etc., are the people who are contributing with their profile pictures scaled appropriate to how much they're saying. If I want to see just what John Durham is saying, I tap on his picture and I'm in there just to his posts. If I want to see the topics in that list, I'll get a summary automatically. Let's say I want to look at iPad, and then I can run a search for iPad. I can also look at the personal social intelligence just for this list. I can look at how many men are in it versus how many women, their signs of the zodiac breakdown, relationship status, age, and again, I can share those images with either that list or, in fact, with anyone that I know on Facebook. The last thing that I'll show you here in terms of cutting clutter in your news feed is this idea of building a list of terms. So here I'm looking for the words venture, investment, startup, and equity. By clicking on the edit button, I can add words and I can delete words, but let me just run the list. What that's going to mean here is looking in my news feed for posts that match any one of those terms. So I find something from Rafe Needleman here about startup secret, number 15, something from Bob Rosenshine about startups in Tel Aviv, and so on. What this means is that with a single tap, I can go in, see what those people are talking about, and get an update in 60 seconds while I'm waiting in line to get a cup of coffee without having to page through endless updates. One final thing that I'll share with you here is inside a list. Here it's my VC list, which is built out of these keywords. I can also get a summary of the topics that people are talking about in the posts that match. So here they're talking about funding round. Why is that? Well, let me tap and see. So Clout raised some money. Other companies have done a funding round. So that happens for me automatically. SpaceX is mentioned, Orbit is mentioned, and I can very quickly, with a single tap, explore the posts that match these topics. We hope you find it useful. Again, the idea is cut clutter in your Facebook newsfeed. Additional features are coming. We'd love to hear from you, so please be in touch. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, and of course, start at www.jildy.com.